Hey, Shalom, Akim Shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth, and Shalom to the hopeful elect wherever you might be. The title of this article is What are tariffs and why is Trump threatening to use them? Okay, and this is a really good article to get into. It talks about, what these tariffs are and, some of the effects that this will have on the economy. All right, and as we know, all these, this whole world system is leading to a digital technocracy, a digital, you know, dystopia, okay, which includes everybody getting C-hipped on their right hand or forehead, all right, in order to buy or sell, where the elites, the Edomites at the top have complete and total control over the people, okay? And in order to understand, this article and what's going on and why these things are going to happen, we're going to look at the definition of the word tariff, okay? So this is the word tariff. It says the definition is a tax imposed by one country on the goods and services imported from another country to influence it, raise revenues, or protect competitive advantages. Okay, now in this case, Trump is trying to punish these other nations for not, supposedly, this is what he's saying, right, for not protecting the American border, or by keeping their border under control, because according to Trump, uh, you know we have an illegal immigrant crisis according to Trump. All right, which you know they let a lot of people in, but we know it's by design. But nevertheless, let's get into the article. The title is "What are tariffs and why is Trump threatening to use them?" All right. It says President Trump has introduced tariffs on goods from China, which has hit back by announcing similar charges on some U.S. products. Okay. So, guess who pays this tax at the end of the day? All right. Because, he's charging China, and on the surface, it looks like, well, China's going to end up paying for, this tax whenever they send us their goods. No. All right. Not China. All right. But rather those who buy the product from China, all right, the American consumer, that's who's going to pay for these tariffs, all right, because the tariff or the tax gets paid for by those who purchase the product, all right. We get a lot of goods from China, and when we purchase goods that are sent to us from China, we're paying for the product and the tariff. All right, so picture this, right? 16.5% of goods that are imported, all right, will now go up in price, because that's how much percentage of goods we get from China. 16.5% of imported goods come from China. And Trump said prices will go up, but we believe the people will understand, right? Those of you that seen that speech, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? And those of you that haven't, you can look it up. Trump's speech, when it comes to these tariffs and how they're going to temporarily, so-called temporarily, hurt the economy. All right, but we know that this is going to cause inflation and hyperinflation to go even faster, causing the price of goods to go up even more and more, eventually leading to the economic collapse. All right. So yeah, he said prices will go up, but we believe the people will understand. The elect understands. All right. I don't know about these Babylonians though. All right. So yeah, man, Trump is punishing China by raising the tax. Which that raises the price for us who buy these products from China, in hopes that China loses some of our business. You see, and this is all based off what he's saying. Now we know a lot of these things are by design, all right, but the way he's saying it, oh yeah, I'm trying to punish China, but the way he's punishing them is by making us pay more for these products, so that we won't buy as many Chinese products, which will then hurt their business. Okay? But the problem is we get so much stuff from China, man. Look. Y'all ever looked at something you buy at the store and it always says made in China, right? Most of the time, a lot of these things are made in China, man. All right, and guess what? China has the strongest economy in the world. All right, while the average American is living paycheck to paycheck. So who do you think is going to be most affected during this trade war, man? All right, the most powerful economy in the world or the average American? All right, so you Babylonians better buckle up, man. All right, and you proud ass Eves, you better buckle up too, man. All right, because hey, if you think it's hard right now without a man, you ain't seen nothing yet. All right, and you wicked 2/3, whether you be men or women, y'all all gonna suffer. All right, but especially you women, man. All right, which we've been going in on you women recently because you Eves. All right, you Eves are out of order, man. The majority of you. Okay, so it's time to get in order. All right, before these things start happening, man, it's time to repent. All right. So let's keep going. Trump has also threatened to introduce tariffs, a tax on imports, right, on goods from Canada and Mexico, right? So it's not just China. He's going after Canada and Mexico, but paused these for 30 days after both countries agreed to boost border security. Okay, which, they sent some troops over there, but it'll get into it. It says the U.S. president has said tariffs are needed to help the American economy and to protect the country from the major threat of illegal aliens and deadly drugs. Trump told the BBC tariffs on EU goods could happen pretty soon, but suggested a deal could be worked out with the UK. All right, so look at that. Y'all remember that scriptures? These shall hate the whore. Let's get it. All right. This is Revelation chapter 17 and verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Right, so the 10 horns are representative of the European Union. Okay, there's all these European countries that are in league with Babylon. Okay, I know right now there's more than 10, but originally it was set up with 10 different European powers. Okay, and now they've added more European powers, or countries to this union. Okay, and right now they are allies with NATO. However, in the future, in the very near future, right, it's things like this, all right, that are going to piss these countries off and cause them to join league with the BRICS nations, all right, Russia, China, even South Africa, okay, and really all these nations are going to get tired of America's bullshit, and they're going to shoot their nuclear missiles at this whore called Babylon and America. Okay, and that's going to be the end of the age. Okay, and of course before that happens, they got to mandate the MOTB. But this is these are the signs that you can see that everything is heading in that direction, man. All right, this whore is separating itself from all these other nations out here. It's America against the world. You see? Trump told the BBC tariffs on EU goods could happen pretty soon, but suggested a deal could be worked out with the UK. And Lord willing, there is no deal, man. Lord willing, they speed this shit up. Hey, the faster they get this thing out, all right, the faster this thing goes down, the faster they mandate the MOTB, the quicker we out of here, man. All right, it says, what are tariffs and how do they work? Tariffs are taxes charged on goods imported from other countries. Trump introduced a 10% tariff on all goods from China, so a product worth $10 would have an additional $1 charge applied to it. You see? Like I said, man, the consumer pays for it, right? Because America charges that country for the products they sell to America. Okay, but guess what China does? All right, all they do is they add that cost that you charge them, they add that to the product. So at the end of the day, you ain't hurting China, you hurting the American people. You see? And you got a lot of crazy Trump supporters out there talking about, people of this world, these Babylonians. They believe he's doing it to bring back jobs to America. It ain't gonna happen, man. All right, the cheap labor is this nation can't survive paying everybody a livable wage, man. Not as an empire. All right, you need slaves to have an empire, man. All right, and the way America does it, they're not gonna sacrifice their bottom line. These high level CEOs and these elites up there at the top, no, they're not gonna do that. That's that's a lie. They're tricking you American people, making you feel like, and don't none of you Israelites out here believe this shit for a moment, man. All right, we all know where this is headed. It has nothing to do with helping Americans, man. All right, and time again, we've seen that they don't give two shits about any of you Israelites. Damn sure don't give a shit about none of you Israelites, because they don't even give a shit about their own people. All right, their own people is like collateral damage. All right, they don't give a fuck. As long as they can push their agenda, they don't give a shit who they have to destroy. All right. The president originally said he would impose a 25% tariff on goods from Canada and Mexico. Charging a percentage of a product's value is the most common type of tariff. Another type imposes a fixed figure on imports, whatever their value. Companies that import goods from abroad pay the tariffs to the U.S. government. Why is Trump using tariffs? Trump is fulfilling a campaign promise of introducing import duties against some of America's closest trading partners. The tariffs will boost U.S. manufacturing, protect jobs, raise tax revenue, and grow the economy, he argues, right? Which we know that's not going to happen, man. All right, because right now they got this Stargate project, which he spent $500 billion to create a powerful AI, potentially creating an AGI. All right, and if they got AGI, man, all your jobs are being done away with. All right. They even got, they got AI that, and then they can put it on a robot. So ultimately they can do all these soft jobs and manual labor jobs too. All they got to do is break out the robots. And if they got AGI on there, on those robots, they don't need any of y'all, man. All right. So no, they're heading in that direction, man. And that's where you get that universal basic income. All right. And that's where, they control every aspect of your life. You see, it says Trump says he is also using tariffs to combat the scourge of fentanyl, a powerful drug that causes tens of thousands of overdose deaths in the U.S. each year. All right, which, they've been doing the war on drugs forever. That shit ain't never going to end, man. That's a moneymaker. So, no, he's not trying to get rid of that shit. Okay? It says his administration says chemicals used to make the drug come from China, while Mexican gangs supply it illegally and have fentanyl labs in Canada. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has said less than 1% of fentanyl entering the U.S. comes from his country. At the same time, Trump is placing economic pressure on these partners. He has stated a desire for Canada to join America as the 51st state, you see? An idea Trudeau has firmly rejected. Right, why? So they can have even more land and more power, all right? Which the scriptures talk about, how greedy Esau is, man. Let's go to Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 5, man. So y'all can see that this is Esau doing this, of course the Lord on the left-hand side through Esau, all right? Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, right? Which those are those philosophies that he pushes on the people. All right, he is a proud man, neither keeping at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell. Right, he doesn't keep at home, right? The scriptures talk about how he's a vagabond on the earth, right? You had Cain, who was a vagabond on the earth, and Cain came back as Esau in the reincarnation. All right. They don't stay in one place. They move around, and then they steal lands wherever they go, man. It says, who enlargeth his desire is hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Right? So he's not satisfied with just America. You know, he wants Canada, he wants Greenland, he wants the Panama Canal. Right? Even though it belongs to Panama, he says it's the American Canal. The Gulf of Mexico, no, that's America's. Yeah, everything belongs to America. That's how Trump thinks, man, because he's an Edomite. All right, and you know, that's Esau's way, man. He's a damn a damn greedy bastard, man. All right, never satisfied. All right. You know, here you got millionaires, billionaires, and trillionaires, but you still got homeless people. All right, people struggling. All right, because Esau would rather have hoard wealth, drown in money, than, you know, share a little bit of that and fix literally all the problems that we have, see? But anyway, it says together, China, Mexico, and Canada accounted for more than 40% of imports into the U.S. last year. It says, what is happening? It says, what is happening with China, Canada, and Mexico? A 10% charge on all goods imported from China to the U.S. took effect on February 4th. In response, China said it will implement a 15% tariff on U.S. coal and liquefied natural gas products from the 10th of February. Crude oil, agricultural machinery, and large engine cars will see a 10% tariff. All right, we already know cars are expensive, man, so imagine that. It says trade and tariff wars have no winners, said a spokesperson at China's Washington embassy. You see? And that's what I was saying earlier, man. All right, there's no winners, but there's definitely a loser, and that's the people who buy these products. All right? Canada, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said that Trump's proposed tariffs of 25% on Canadian goods, which were also set to begin on Tuesday, will be paused for at least 30 days while we work together. Right, so we know that, you know, Canada and Mexico, they were going to get charged 25%, which is higher than China. All right, they know they can't really fuck with China, so they're only going to give them 10%. And in exchange, you see China charged U.S. 15% on theirs. You see, in reverse. Played that Uno reverse, you see. Because they have the most powerful economy in the world. So, you know, America can't really fuck with China's economy. And then, you know, of course, Canada and Mexico ain't on that level yet, but we know that Mexico is working with China. All right, so soon Mexico might say the same thing. Hey, fuck you, America. You see, which were also set to begin on Tuesday, will be paused for at least 30 days while we work together. Right, so hey, you never know. After these 30 days, that might be all Canada and Mexico need to say, you know what, fuck you. And then them tariffs are going to hit. Imagine how expensive all these products are going to become, man, on top of the inflation that's already happening. All right? Trudeau's retaliatory 25% tariffs on 155 billion Canadian dollars worth, 107 billion in US, I believe that's in US, okay, of US imports were also halted. In exchange for the pause, Trudeau said Canada was implementing a $1.3 billion border plan to add new choppers, technology, and personnel to order, as well as increase resources to stop the flow of fentanyl. All right, which, hey, that could be something else entirely, man. They might just be creating work camps for Jake. You know, there was a headline talking about that. All right, with these ICE raids and all these, protests out there, it's the perfect grounds for some type of chaos for Jake. All right, leading into Jacob's trouble, like we said, a time that's never before seen, man. A time that's so terrible it's never been since there was a nation, even to that same time. No, nor ever shall be, man. All right, that's the time of Jacob's trouble, man. It's going to be a very ugly time for you Jakes that haven't repented. It says much of the border security plan has already been announced in December. Trump said the delay would allow the U.S. to see whether or not a final economic deal with China, or Slovakia, with Canada can be reached. All right, same thing with Mexico. Proposed 25% tariff against Mexico has also been delayed a month as measures by Mexico against U.S. goods. Mexico's president, Claudia Sheinbaum, which that's a daggone small hat. You could look into her so-called You-ish heritage, okay? Which that's what they do. They put their puppets in all these different nations. All right, then they run these nations into the ground, and then they accuse our people and say, "Oh, see, you Hispanics, you're all a bunch of T words and drug dealers and this, that, and the third." All right, that's the accuser, right? Esau eating the so-called white man. All right. It says she agreed to send 10,000 members of the National Guard to the U.S.-Mexican border to prevent the trafficking of drugs, in particular fentanyl. President Sheinbaum said the U.S. had President Sheinbaum said the U.S. had in turn agreed to increase measures to prevent the trafficking of high-powered U.S. weapons into Mexico. Oh, look at that. Yeah, because they be getting their weapons from the United States, see? Which products will be affected? During Trump's previous time in office, he applied less restrictive tariffs on China. This time around, the tariffs appear to apply to all goods from China. Should the measures against goods from Mexico and Canada ultimately go ahead, a range of items are expected to become more expensive. Car manufacturing could bear the brunt of the effects of tariffs. Vehicle parts across the U.S. vehicle parts cross the U.S., Mexican, and Canadian borders multiple times before a vehicle is completely assembled. The average U.S. car price would increase by $3,000. You see? That's crazy, man. $3,000. All right. So, yeah, let's get the scriptures real quick, man. All right. I'm done reading this article. Y'all get the point. All right. 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. All right. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." Right. So these tariffs is just another tool. It's just another part of the show for them to justify crashing this economy, man. All right. It's going to make it seem as if, oh man, it was the Democrats. Or, oh, look, it was Trump because you guys voted Republican. And they're going to have these dumbasses divided, man. Don't none of y'all Israelites become part of this shit show, man. All right? We understand that both sides are controlled by the elite. These Rothschilds, Rockefellers, and all these other international banking families that rule the earth in wickedness. All right? These are the wicked. Okay? Along with the so-called white race, which are the Edomites. All right? Well, they are all Edomites. All right, but you have an order. You have the average peon Edomite that you see at your job, and then you got the elite Edomites, which are the Rothschilds and Rockefellers, and again, the other international banking families. So, at the end of the day, this is all just like y'all can remember the C-19 situation, okay? They had all their excuses as to why this thing broke out. And then they also blamed the people that didn't want to get the jump shot. All right. And then they used that against you people. So most of you would believe it and fall for it and get that poison jump shot in you. Okay. Same thing with the daggone, all those, distancing 6 feet and all that bullshit, you see. It was all just part of the show to do that program, that little test that they had. And now they're getting ready to do the real thing, man. All right, so it's time to get ready, man. All right, let's go ahead and go to Sirach chapter 12 and verse 10. "Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. All right, so we can't trust Esau to tell his plans, but we understand through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, all right, what his actual intentions are, all right, what his actual plans are, all right. And what is that? All right, that's to crash the economy, and ultimately they need an excuse to mandate this MOTB, and the best excuse is order out of chaos, okay, which is the motto, the Freemasonic motto, okay, bring order out of chaos, okay. That's a perfect, again, analogy is the C-19 illness, okay. They created that chaos, then they offered their solution, which was the jump shot, which ended up killing more people than the actual illness. You see? And they're going to do the same thing with this MOTB. All right? They're going to create a chaos, offer the perfect solution to that chaos. Oh, look, a digital system with universal basic income. Oh, you get paid every day instead of once a week. Oh, you can actually be able to afford a family now. They're going to promise you all these things, man. Just like Trump promised all these things, but they're not going to deliver, man. All right, this is Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Okay, and a lot of people in Europe have already received this mark. Okay, so it ain't nothing for them to push this thing and make it mandatory, you know, seeing as though, you know, the majority of you people out there will do anything to keep your job. The majority of you people out there will do anything to please your woman. You see? The majority of you out there will do anything that this man says. All right? But the elect, we have a different attitude. Lord willing, I'm one of them. We gonna tell Esau to his face, go fuck yourself, man. We ain't taking this goddamn mark. We don't give a fuck if we lose our job. We don't give a fuck about nothing. None of that, man. We don't have anything here anyway. What can Esau offer me that I'm not going to get in the kingdom? You see? Revelation 13, 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Right? All right, so that's the system they want to create. Complete and total slavery, man. And guess what? Those of you that take this MOTB, there's going to be no excuse, because we pushing videos out like this on the daily. There's no excuse. Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai will destroy you when he returns. All right, because you and Esau are one. All right, you have his mark. All right, you have his mark. You see? Which is the word charagma in the Greek, which means, you know, to insert underneath your skin or to be etched, right? You can go into that in the blue letter. All right, so obviously it's something that goes underneath the skin, you know? So yeah, man, keep your head up, Israel. Pay attention. Things is about to go soft real quick, real fast, man. Just like these ICE raids blew up out of nowhere. All right, real quick. People, you know, Trump could send the military, martial law, all right, whatever. Okay, anything can happen. All right, but this is where it's headed. All right, now's the time to build up our faith through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. Right. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Shem Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth, and shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom wa abad babal.